Mary Meatmo, I have been thinking for a while about your video you did when you were back home about working for love. Love work, as I call it. Love spells, some would call it. And it's just been dancing around in my head recently, and just because of, I don't know, there must have been some circumstances that I have been aware of in my life that had me thinking about it all again. And to me, it's not different than any other working that we do. I find it nonsensical that there's so much New Age Wiccan guidance that we don't do love work, that it impinges on the free will of another and its power over, and it's unnatural or bending something unnatural. And I don't know why we separate love work out so separately from all the other things that we do. We don't think it's selfish to do work for healing. We don't think it's selfish to do work for prosperity or luck or safe travel or on and on with all the kinds of things that we spell for. And then we separate out love spells very often as something, as a different animal. And I guess my thoughts to share with you are that it's not a different animal. Whatever ethics you personally follow in the other work that you do, you follow when it comes to love work. Now, you know that I am a traditional Wiccan, so we have some things in common and we have some things not in common, but I do all my working based on the read. And the read speaks very clearly to me, and what it tells me I have a spiritual right to do. So to me it means that love work, like everything else, I have complete and total universal right to. I believe that I have the right to be healthy, prosperous, safe, on and on and on. Part of that package is I have the right to love and be loved. And I would not separate out love working as something one doesn't do. Something becomes selfish and too self-centered when it's I want, and we are not concerned about the impact on another. That what we want, not what we need, but what we want is more important than the needs of another. Or that we even assume we know the needs of another. We are limited by the read in that we do consider in every spell that we do, what do I want? How will it or can it impact others? And then we make a decision whether we have a spiritual right to take that movement forward, because we believe, we know we will manifest the change we desire. But we stop and we think. Now, a love spell, a love working, love work. To me, it is all about the right to love and be loved. And what kinds of things contribute to that? Trust, communication, honesty. I have done workings for the other person to see me clearly and for me to see them clearly. Because the avenue to relationship often is when we know each other genuinely, the possibility of where it can go from there. Of course, we could discover, well, maybe I didn't like him as much as I think, and maybe he might also discover he didn't care for me as much as he thought. But we also open the avenue for, I like what I see. There's no pretenses, there's no miscommunication, there's no misunderstanding of who each other is. A powerful part of the love work I have done in my life has been about that directness, the clarity of seeing each other truly. It permits at the cosmic level that if I'm infatuated with someone, if I am hormoned over someone, that working that I see that person clearly for who they truly are will sometimes cut through the things that overwhelm me. For instance, if I am lonely, I may overlook things about a person which don't make them a partner that would be good for me in the long run. If I'm seeing them clearly, I can make decisions based on that, instead of limiting myself by wanting the companionship only and not going deeper than that. communication, honesty, openness, clarity of seeing each other, vulnerability. I have done love work about knowing I limit myself by keeping myself closeted or closed or hesitant because I've been hurt in the past. I have done a working to allow myself to feel the power of being vulnerable. I have also done working where that's the avenue I wanted to create with the other person, not just at my end, but that person also would feel the power in being open and vulnerable, and whatever comes of it, comes of it. Love work doesn't work when we try and use it as a form of planning for the future, that I want this person, I desire this person, I want a future with this person. That kind of I want doesn't accomplish usually something healthy, because we have manipulated rather than manifested. And I do think that there is a difference between those two things. So my thoughts on love spells are they are the same as any other working we do, and we are equally entitled to them because we are entitled to love and companionship and that mutual exchange of energy that happens in relationship to other people. There are many ways to do work for love or for any of the other things we need and want in life. And it seems there's a lot of energy being put upon denigrating love work. And I think if one really thinks about it, and thinks about it with the same level of consideration you would give any other act of manifestation, that you will understand and be able to manifest opportunity. I don't think love work succeeds when we see it as a way of creating a future. I do believe it succeeds when we use it to manifest an openness of any kind in the here and now. My experience of love spells has worked the best when it has been about that clarity of vision that permits that not only am I seeing the other person in a clear light, not overly shaded by all the romance and the lust and the beautiful things that go on in a relationship, especially that new energy in relationships. But that channel of me seeing the other person and they seeing me with clarity and openness has been the best love work I have ever done. What I have benefited from in that, Mo, is every time a relationship at any point has involved my putting that kind of energy into it, that person has stayed my friend for life. Because in clarity, if I see that I love you, I'm fond of you, I enjoy you, but here's the reasons why we just wouldn't be a good couple. Our partnership would not be good going forward. We are good to be friends, but not beyond that. That clarity of vision has been very important, and I've actually benefited from that as much in the friendships that have been created from it as the excellent romantic relationships that have been created through that. There's my thoughts on love work. Probably not too different from what you already have circling your mind, but I thought I would respond to you out of respect for your having put that request out there. Merry part.